Good evening, I'm Marvin Bartlett.
And I'm Andrea Walker. Thank you for joining us. As the Supreme Court heard arguments today on anti-camping laws, advocates in Lexington rallied against Kentucky's own street camping ban taking effect this summer.
Bodie Brooks heard from one woman about how easy it is to end up on the streets and the struggle she still faces to turn it around.
The chant punctuated between more than a dozen speakers Monday at a Catholic Action Center cookout representing religious groups, city leadership, and even Kentucky football, all speaking against an oncoming ban on street camping passed this year by Kentucky lawmakers.
I've been homeless more than once in my life. The first time was because of domestic violence.
Denise Martin now lives in a motel for about $1,600 a month. Even when she's had money saved, she tells me her credit isn't good enough for a rental application and she can't find affordable housing. A few years ago, life was different as a musician in Las Vegas.
And I was there for 3.5 years making a nice living with my electric harp. I didn't have a lot of savings, but at least I was housed and I was building something for my life. And then COVID happened.
She and her teen son moved into her car, and cross-country travels landed them in Lexington.
I started out here homeless 1.5 years ago, living out of my car. Went through several jobs.
But the most recent job just cut her hours. With a new opportunity lined up, she considers herself one of the lucky ones. But without any savings, the 2 weeks between now and the next paycheck could cost the little security she has left.
That's the conversation all across America. Get a job. Okay. Sometimes you got to buy new clothes to have a job. You have to have a place to lay down. I can't work in a fine dining restaurant after sleeping in my car all night smelling like crap. I have to have certain things to get employed. You have to have a phone, you have to have an address, you have to be reachable.
Denise says there are dozens of similar stories to hers and wants to push back on the stigma that people facing homelessness are mostly addicts or mentally ill in need of treatment.
But the rest of them are people like me who got wiped out by weather, corporations, greed, domestic violence, and just to throw them in prison and spend a fortune of our tax money on keeping them there is ludicrous.
Denise told me she has enough money to stay in a motel for 2 more days. She doesn't know what happens then. In Lexington, Bodie Brooks, Fox 56 News.